Does racism exist?
Yes.
And where's your proof of that?
My proof that racism exists. Life.
What do you mean?
The police, schools, education, the court system.
How is education racism?
And the fact that we fight to even incorporate black education into our educational system is racist.
So the blacks are being racist for trying to force somebody to learn about black?
No, the whites are being racist for us to even have to ask.
In what way?
Why do we have to ask for the curriculum to include black education? Why do we have to ask that? Curriculum is automatically taught about whites and white culture. We have to ask to include black culture.
Can you give me an example of black culture that the blacks have to ask for?
Well, it depends on what type of black culture. Like, I'm not African American, so I don't believe that African American has a culture.
Right.
I believe that African American's culture is all the cultures mixed, trying to figure out what makes more sense to them.
Yeah.
My parents are Belizean and Nigerian, so that's a different
no wonder
culture
you have so much
within
sense.
itself. Yeah. So
African Americans are crazy.
I don't think they're crazy. I
The
think
fact that they call themselves African American and they were born in America, you don't think that's crazy?
But I think they're looking at their ethnicity. They're black. They're African. They're African from African descent.
But they don't even know. They wouldn't know Africa if Africa could cross the road in front of them and say, "I'm Africa." They wouldn't recognize it.
I don't know.
And when you go to Africa, they treat you as American.
Yeah.
They don't treat you as African American.
Right.
So why would the blacks that are born here, because instead of saying American, they put the African stuff in there?
Well, then if that's the case, then on paperwork and documents, they shouldn't ask you what your
Absolutely.
nationality is. They should just
Absolutely.
ask you, are you an American?
In the good old days, that's how it was.
Okay.
That's something new.
But I think it's a division. I think it's a systematic division. They want to divide you. They want you to think that you may or not be African. They want that label. It's a label.
Absolutely. And so I say racism doesn't exist. It's a spiritual battle between right or wrong, good or evil. Mm-hmm. There are people who are mean to one another or others, and there are those who treat each other the right way. Mm-hmm. And so those who are mean don't like the ones that are not mean. So it's a spiritual battle between right and wrong, good or evil. But the ones that want to divide and conquer, they put a name to it, they call it racism. So they can continue to divide.
I don't agree with that. I think that people are asking for, when it comes to culture and ethnicity and race, equality when it comes to that. And I don't think that we're getting that. And I think that that continues to cause the divide.
But we have given the blacks everything they wanted.
No, they haven't.
They wanted, a long time ago, during the so-called civil rights movement, they wanted to be able to go into white people restaurants and cafes, right? Mm-hmm. They wanted to ride the bus with the whites. Mm-hmm. They got all that now. Then they wanted to move into the white people community. They have that. Mm-hmm. Then they wanted affirmative action. Like, we want to be able to go to the white schools or wherever. We don't want to have to work for it. Mm-hmm. So they gave them affirmative action. Mm-hmm. And then it got so bad, mm-hmm. they eventually wanted the white woman. And so the white man said, okay, you can have our women. Mm-hmm. And they're still not satisfied. What else do we need to give them for them to be satisfied?
What else do you need to give black people to be satisfied?
For them to say, okay, that's enough. We're doing it on our own now.
What is it that we don't have?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
It's a lot that we don't have. We are subject to violence differently.
What do you mean?
I've watched it all the time working in the jail. I could see a white man come in with the same charge as a black young man, same age group, and the white man will get off and the black kid won't.
Well, that's because the white man would have a better lawyer. He paid for the lawyer. It wasn't
No, I've seen the black guys with lawyers too. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yep.
Do you love the Great White Hope?
What?
Do you love the Great White Hope?
What is the Great White Hope?
Donald Trump.
Oh, goodness. No.
No?
No.
Why not?
Because of what he stands for and what he let me word this correctly. He made it easier for people who I would consider racist to be comfortable being who they are.
Really?
Yes.
So when more black people got jobs and he donated or gave money to the black colleges and things like that, that was not a good idea?
I'm not saying it, but you can do some good and still do some bad at the same time.
What did he do bad? One example, then I got to put you on the hot seat.
Okay. What is the hot seat? I'm scared. Well, he gave racist people an opportunity. I'd never been called a nigger in my life
Nice.
until Donald Trump got into office. And while he was in office, I got called a nigger every other week from white people who just, I was walking by a supermarket. I was in a Whole Foods. And all I did was go in and come out. And some guy walked by me and said, "You don't belong here, you fucking nigger." And I said, whoa, me? And he said, "Yeah, you need to get back in your car and go where you came from. This isn't your neighborhood. You don't belong here." I said, "I live here." Stupid.
Nice. But that wasn't Donald Trump's fault.
I don't think it, but I'm not saying that. Sometimes when we do things and we make decisions, we can give other people around us a feeling of believing that that it's okay to be a certain way. It's okay to not be nice. It's okay,
Yeah.
and this is sometimes things that people have already felt. They've already wanted to do this, but it was always frowned upon. Now you have somebody who's not frowning upon it. It enables you to be who you really are. And a lot of people, a lot of white people that we've worked with, I've had people that I worked with that supported Donald Trump. And when Donald Trump got into office and we were working together at the jails, you sensed the difference in them. And I would say, "Well, we're going to go do, have students say, 'Well, I don't want the student in my class.'" And I would say, "Well, why not?" "Well, I mean, I have enough black kids in my class already." And I'm not like, I'm like, what is that? What the hell are you talking about? "I just don't want them in my class. I have enough black students in my class, and it's too many of them together." And I had never heard her say that before until she told me, she said, I believe in what Trump says, and we have to X, Y, Z, and they got to build the wall and all of this stuff. And the point that I'm making is that all you need is one person to make others feel comfortable enough to come out of that shell.
I understand that point.
Yeah.
Are you for open borders?
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah.
For all these illegal aliens just come in?
I'm illegal.
You came So you came
And here we are.
You came across the border?
Yes.
Whoa. I'm gonna have to look
I'm not
you up.
illegal though.
Oh, you're not?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I wasn't born here.
And then I got to put you on the hot seat. We're
Okay.
totally out of time.
Okay,
But
go
when
on.
when you talked about the influence, I remember when the fallen Messiah became president.
Mm-hmm.
And you know who the fallen Messiah is, right?
Obama?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the way he dealt with things influenced other black people to become violent, knocking out white people and stealing and killing and robbing and stuff like that. Because and really started acting out with the police because he was saying that the police acted stupidly and I had never seen blacks go that wild before. And so because the president seemed not to be against it, it was like permission for them to go out and attack whites.
I will say this to Obama and to Trump. I don't have a feeling toward any president because no president runs anything. They're just the face of it.
Nice.
They don't actually make the decisions to do anything. They have to answer to others. And those people behind them are the ones that make the decisions. They just have to be the face of the decision.
What a mess.